my friends. So we're going to talk about, I'm not sure what it's saying, add a title. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I guess it's saying to add a title. I got this little pop-up. Never seen that before, so let's just go live anyway. Hey, my friend. So I'm not sure if I was started the live or not. I had a pop-up. Anyways, we're going to talk about, should you be a guide or a hero? When we're talking about building your brand, building your story, there's lots of different ways to do it. And as I learn more and more from one leader and I listen to another leader and they talk about different things or similar things, it gives me ideas, right? And I'm actually thinking right now about my attractive character, as Russell Brunson puts it. You know, should it be a hero or should it be a guide? So we're going to talk about that in a second. But first, this. My name is Jean-Serge Gagnon, to help entrepreneurs like you generate residual income from digital course strategies. So that's the thing. So, I mean, as a brand, as you're trying to build a personal brand, you're trying to sell courses, you're trying to build a business online, you need to have a story. You need to have a brand story. And this is one of the things that Donald Miller's talking about in his book, Building a Story Brand. Actually, this is the audiobook right here. Let me just show you what it looks like if you're looking for it. Building a Story Brand from Donald Miller. It's really, I think it's a great book. It's a great audiobook. I've been listening to it. This is the second or third time I listened to it. So, and usually I listen multiple times. But the thing is that if you're wondering about your story, your brand, how to build your story brand, how to build your business, how to give it, meaning in the eyes of your customers, then of course you got to be listening and learning, and there's all sorts of different things you can do, right? And today we're just going to talk about whether you should be a hero or a guide. And of course, in David Miller's book, he talks about being a guide, right? And he explains why. But I want to bring up the hero thing because in Russell Brunson's audio training, in his books, in his funnel training, and his, building a business training, he talks about building your attractive character, and he gives us, a couple of different options or, examples of what kind of persona your character should have. And one of them is the reluctant hero. Now, for me, maybe it's just me, but when I thought of that, to me that was being a hero of your customer, right? Being a hero to show them how it's possible, how to do it, what's been done, what you've done, how great your product is, and what kind of results it's going to give them by talking to them about your results and that kind of stuff. And as a reluctant hero, I guess maybe it's different than the actual hero. But I think for me, from listening to Donald's book, he talks about the how can I put it? He talks about the being a hero as a kind of a bad thing. He talks about it as being a way to turn your customers off. And to me that makes a lot of sense, because whenever I remember hearing other people talk about their products or their courses or anything they're trying to sell, and how they spent all this money on it, and how they got all these results, and that always turns me off. It's like, I don't care how much you made, how much you're making, how much it cost you to do it, how much time it took you to do it, how much sweat and tears you had to go through, and blood and everything. I don't care about any of that. I mean, maybe it's just me, but me, I don't care about that. To me, it's like, well, okay, great, you went out through that. That's awesome. Thank you so much for doing all this for me. But it doesn't help me. Knowing how much work it was for you, knowing how much effort it took, how much money, it doesn't help me. So even knowing that you made millions, or that you succeeded this much, or that you did this or you did that, I always felt, to me, that was like, well, you're just bragging. And even though these people typically say, well, I'm not saying this to brag, and I even did that, right? I even did that in some of my stuff. I would be like, well, I'm not saying this to brag, but I have 15,000 connections on LinkedIn, I have this much on Twitter. And I mean, sure, all these things are kind of important to talk about, but it's just the way it's brought up in relation to building your brand. Now, I'm not saying I'm an expert, and I'm not saying I know exactly how to do this yet. I'm still learning, but it's really opened my eyes as to how to be the guide. You really need to be the guide. You need to be guiding your customer to the solution, to solving the problem they have. You need to be guiding them to make the right decision so that they get rid of their problem or experience the greatness of the solution, right? So whatever it is, that's your goal. So you're guiding them through that process. So being a guide and being a hero are really two different things. I mean, you will become their hero if you guide them through the process and get them to the solution, and they solve their problem and everything else. So you're going to become their hero, but you can't be their hero until they've solved their problem, right? So there's not, you talking about it as if you're the hero already is not going to help them. It's not going to make them feel like you care about them, like you're trying to solve their problem, like you're trying to help them to accomplish, to get rid of their problem, to get rid of their pain, to, give them the pleasure that they want from achieving their results. You're not the hero until that's happened. So you got to remember that when you're trying to write your copy, create your content, you got to remember that you're not the hero yet. Even if you're a hero to somebody else, even if you're a hero to yourself, even if you've successfully accomplished certain things, you're not their hero yet. They don't have a relationship with you. They don't understand. So maybe part of this whole process of being a hero and getting them to know, like, and trust you, the personal branding way of doing things and the attraction marketing and everything else, maybe all that's connected, right? But my point is that when you're talking about putting something in front of your customer where they see your product, your solution, your service or your opportunity or anything like that, your course, right? And they look at it, they have to see it as you're going to guide them through to the solution. So of course there's the whole thing about figuring out what their problem is, talking about their problem, all these things, they're all important. But right now I'm just talking about whether you should be a guide or a hero. So remember that you need to be a guide so that you can then become a hero. You can't be a hero to them at the beginning. So be the guide. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed this, and if you think anybody needs to hear this message, and please go ahead and share. I'm sure they'd appreciate it, and I would too. And until next time, my name is Jean-Serge Gagnon, and this has been Course Income Secrets. Have yourself a great day.